We're coming live over Restream. Just going to make sure Facebook fires up, and then we will be good to go. This is Oscar Mike Radio, not on Thursday. This is Oscar Mike Radio special assignment, special announcement. It's special. It's all special. And I just want to make sure the Restream is, yeah, and there we go. Very good. Very good. And we're off. So I shouldn't use that word. But anyway, I'm Travis with Oscar Mike Radio, and the card is so stacked that I've got shows out to September now. Wow. And it's just getting busier. So Dr. Bryant said, hey, I've got something to talk about. I really want to get it off my chest. Can you fit me in? Can you make it happen? I'm like, okay, when there's a will, there's a way. We'll make it happen. So I'm pleased to have returning guests back on to talk about a new venture you're doing. Dr. Bryant, welcome back to Oscar Mike Radio.
Hey, buddy, thank you for allowing me to do this and squeeze in your schedule. I know how it is, so I appreciate it.
Well, there's a will, there's a way. We have the will, so we made a way. It's all good. Let me get back to the chat. Cool. So the last time we talked about your book and what you were doing there, and the fact that you not only were one of these coaches, but you're a coach with like real world experience, going through picking yourself up by the bootstraps, getting back on your horse and riding it, taking that extra swing. Brian Roof checking in. Hey brother, how's it going? And then you have this new thing that you started. And so I'm going to get out of the way and you tell me what you've got going on, because it sounds really interesting, but I don't know a lot about it. So teach me.
Yeah. So again, thank you for bringing up the book, Mental Balance. Those who either may know of me or remember the last show, we talked about this, where it helps allow a lot of veterans or people with trauma. It was basically a conversational piece that I put together with a lot of my own personal interactions and thoughts, etc. However, what people didn't know, and I don't really talk about it, is that I have been a coach for about 9 years. And I got into it because the frustration about going to VA and basically hopscotching around different psychiatrists and psychologists, I just kind of got to a point where I wanted to learn and understand this whole, mental health thing on my own. I figured it got to a point where I had to take accountability. And if you remember, my book talked a lot about taking accountability and kind of owning a lot of what we are hearing from therapists, etc., but moving forward. So one of the things that I did not mention was when I got into coaching, I literally got into it because some of the tools that I was using to understand more about myself, some of the tools that I was understanding was helping me. And I realized, you know what, this is definitely a field I want to be a part of, because, it's one thing to go to a psychologist and a psychiatrist and all of them. And I know this because I'm actually going to school to be a psychologist, like a real one. So, even though I'm a doctor, it's like, you know what, I'm still absorbing all that knowledge. And but the thing about coaching is that it's almost like a bounty hunter versus a detective. The detective needs a warrant. You need all these permissions to be able to do things, where a bounty hunter can kick in the door and go after the guy. Well, coaches are a lot like that. You have a little more flexibility. You have the tools, and there's basically the opportunity to help people. You work one-on-one, and you allow yourself to be able to basically bring that person to a level of performance, whatever their goal is. So what I'm bringing to the table, after all these years of doing this, I've finally become a master trainer, and I'm working with the Fowler International Academy of Professional Coaches. And they said, hey, Dr. Bryant, you have permission. You've got the background. You have permission now. You can go ahead and certify people. And with that, I was like, okay, because I'm getting overwhelmed. I have so many, to the point where my hours are limited and we have a lot of need. So I decided
the need is that like big that people are that desperate for some kind of sense and help in their life that you're like, I can't do it by myself anymore.
Absolutely. And the spectrum is everywhere. It could be related to work. Somebody's trying to get a promotion and they're realizing, how come I can't get this promotion at work? Somebody's struggling in their marriage. How come I'm having this issue with my wife? Or somebody is not being a good parent. Or even if you were, say, you're a professional golfer. I actually was at the LPGA recently over here at the Chevron Championship talking to some of the golfers. And, as a golfer, every single movement, every single shot is mental. So the spectrum is wide. And being a coach, especially for me, my emphasis is mental health. So I'm a developmental health coach, but there's marriage therapy, there's Christianity, there's even military support. The differences of coaches, you have a foundation of tools, but the emphasis is in different areas. And that is the caliber of the different people that I'm looking to find. And what I'm offering is, if you allow me to get you certified, either I'm going to certify you or the academy is going to certify you. And that could take between a week to 2 months, depending on your timeline. Not only when you finish getting certified, I'm going to bring you immediately on board where you don't have to go off and get, wondering what am I going to do next? No, I'm going to get you your clients. We're going to get you set up. We're going to get your clients. And you immediately are going to start working and making good money. The thing is, you can either work with me under my umbrella, so you don't have to go get a business license. You don't have to do any marketing. You don't have to go get a website. All of that's going to be internal under my umbrella, so you can start immediately. We're going to put a package together and get you your clients. And that's what I'm offering to the fellow veterans out there and family members of vets. People who want to change their career or they want to just make some extra money.
So let me ask you this. How can you become a certified coach in a week?
Well, if you're, say, unemployed, you're sitting at home and you're not doing nothing, you got all day to be doing all your homework and all your studying. So you can do it in a week, and I'm not kidding you. But realistically, we see an average of about 2 to 3 weeks average, because there is some homework, there's some studying, you got to turn in papers, etc. But it's nothing that anybody can't do. I promise you, if you have any level of intelligence, you can do it. And then again, once you sign up, you're always got me to help you through that. There's different types of schooling. You could do on your own independent. You could do a weekend course with the academy, or you can do it with me where I can walk you through and I'm your client. And as your client, I'm actually working with you and helping you through it so you can understand exactly how you can perform. And the best part is, by working with me, once you get your certification, nice little, kind of like what I got behind me. Once you do that, then I'm going to put you through something else that I have created that's called basically mastery of life. And that is my own custom coaching tools that allow you to have that interaction and improve your skill sets. So this is not a one-time thing. I'm going to mold you and grow you, because I know it's going to be nerve-wracking in the beginning, but I'm never going to allow you to leave, because as you're working with me, your clients are going to grow and the demand is going to grow, and you want to be better as a coach. And that's what this is all about.
See, I didn't realize the need was that big. I didn't realize there were people out there looking for life coaching
Yeah.
as it was. So why focus on the veteran population to offer this to?
Because as you mentioned in the beginning, this was something that was about me. I basically, and in this story, I'm preaching to the choir. I know your listeners are vets and family members of vets. It was literally something that helped me evolve. Obviously, we go through this transition. We go from military to civilian. And I talked to somebody else recently about this. Sometimes we don't get slapped in the face immediately. Typically it comes a little later and later. And then we start noticing how our lives are being disrupted, how we can't function, how we're starting to have problems at home. We start seeing it and it evolves. So at some point in my life, I started recognizing that I had to do something. That is when it started coming into for me to start understanding what would help me. And again, everybody's going to have something different. It could be related to a lot of various things. And some people might just say, hey, I just want a one-stop shop. Just help me get the promotion. Help me get this job. Is there something that's blocking them that they can't get through? I had a realtor. This realtor said, you know what? I'm just one of like 20 realtors in my company, and I can't seem to stand out among them. Now, looking back, this person, not only as they stood out as a top seller, not only did they become a broker, they actually have their own realtor license. And I'm sorry, correction, their own realtor company through being a broker. So the evolution of how a coach can help somebody is limitless. You just have to learn the tools. Now, somebody could be listening now and say, you know what? I like that idea. I just want to coach. I don't necessarily want the job. I have a great job. It's very demanding, but I like the idea that Dr. Bryant can help me get to that next level. And I absolutely can, as long as it's within my skill set. Now, that's the key. Coach, you can't say, like, for instance, you can't be like some executive, but then you want to be a fitness coach. Unless you have some interest and passion and you're good at that, by all means. But we're trying to keep people within the realm of what they're good at. I was an executive consultant. So when it comes to business, when it comes to interviewing, when it comes to, business planning, all that, that's my expertise. Don't ask me to be a fitness coach. The only thing I know about fitness is what I did at PT in the military.
Right, right. How much does it cost to get certified?
So the prices vary, but we try to keep it very reasonable. You can be as low as 1,500, and with going through me, you get 2 certifications. If you go do it outside of me, you're going to end up just getting 1. So if you break it down, it's around $700-ish because you're going to get 2. They can go up depending on how fast and how quick you want it. If you do a weekend course, if you do a one-on-one course, it's going to be a little expensive. But if you do something more in a group, it could be a lot cheaper. But with a certification that's going to pay back within 2 months, like literally once you get certified, I'm going to immediately put you into a plan working with my partners, and they have the marketing ability to bring clients. And those clients are going to come to you, knocking on your door. You're going to do the interview. And next thing you know it, you actually start off and running as a coach. And I'll be right there to make sure you're doing everything you need to do, paperwork, procedure, process, all of that. I'm not going anywhere. This is what I do. And the beauty of it is that money that you spent, approximately 1,500 to 2,500, again, depending on what you want and how fast you want it, you're going to make that money back because your charging point is going to be somewhere between $50 to $150. And again, this all depends on what emphasis you are coaching on. But think about it. Do the math. You got 45 minutes, an hour time frame with a person. You can have, say, 5 people a week. You're only spending an hour with them. So depending if you want to meet with them twice a week or 3 times a week, that's the client's choice. Do the math. And you're making quite a good chunk of change. And I'm actually preaching I'm preaching from reality. And the thing is, like I told you, I need coaches.
You get certified, you start coaching. I guess I know people who've done like the Coachville courses, the John Maxwell courses, and the
Yeah.
Tony Robbins courses.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute, I know that it's not $1,500 to go to a Tony Robbins or John Maxwell course. It's
No,
like 15,000, doc.
exactly.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
So how are you different from like a Coachville or another kind of coaching curriculum versus what you do?
So I can't answer that because the truth of the matter is Barry Fowler, he's my mentor. He's the one who created this. And, the Fowler International Academy, if you remember, if anybody over, say, 30 years of age, you might remember Sylvan Learning Academy.
Yes.
They're everywhere. Well, Barry Fowler is the founder. He's the one that created that.
Oh,
And so
really?
when he sold it off, he created this opportunity. And he specifically, by the way, his son is a veteran. And he wanted to create something where it's accessible. And that's where I came in because I, being a veteran and limited income, not making all that money back in the, I'm like, look, I can't afford it. You're absolutely right. Some of these big names, and not even big names, they all trying to get people for like tens of thousands. But Barry's not like that. And he created something that's a little more accessible and understandable. But the beauty of it is, and I know this because I did take some of those other high-end courses. I have collaborated with them. I've been at conferences, and I'm going to tell you, the tools are not that much different. That's the thing about this. So it's like, I'm not sure why they go off and charge tens of thousands, because at the end of the day, the tools that you're applying are very similar. And then after that, it comes back to the coach. I'm working on drafting another book. I've told you that I'm always working on something. And unique thing about this, and I even talk about this on my podcast, Coaching to Change. And the thing is that the delivery of the coach, the knowledge of the coach is really where it comes down to. Just this last week, it's about to be released now, my newest podcast, episode 3, because I just started this because it relates to coaching. That I talked about me studying martial arts. And I have 2 black belts. I have one in Japanese Kempo and one in Chinese Kempo. Now, even despite the fact that both foundations are Kempo, we know there's jujitsu, there's taekwondo, all of these different martial arts. That's similar to coaching. You have all these various types of coaching, but at the end of the day, we all have a foundation of self-defense, correct? And
Right.
with self-defense, it comes back to how good is your instructor? How good is your instructor to give you the training you need to be able to defend yourself? Coaching is very, very similar. It comes back to your trainer giving you the tools and ensuring that you can deliver those tools. And I'm very, very, very proud that my mentor is Barry Fowler himself. So anybody I should train is going to get pretty much hand to hand to the same thing. And if it's not me, I can assure you, you're going to get somebody who's just as qualified as myself because we take it very seriously. I mean, literally, anybody who signs up, if you say, hey, I want to sign up, but you got to put me on a call with Barry, I can do that. That's how close we are. Now, you tell me if anybody who signs up for Tony Robbins and they can call Tony Robbins. That is not going to happen. I can put you on a call with Barry. I can put you on a Zoom. He can say hello to you, talk to you. He can even do your first class if you want it. That's the kind of person he is. And that's how realistic this whole thing is about.
How many coaches do you need then?
Oh, you know what? It's limitless because let me tell you, I'm gonna be very transparent. Let me give you my vision. My
Okay.
vision is that I want my website, my platform to have all the various types of coaching skill sets available. Because when there's a fellow veteran that gets either transitions out of the military or he's struggling or whatever the circumstance is, they can go to this website and my team of coaches are listed there, their bios, their backgrounds, their experiences. So we can be able to pick up. You feel comfortable with a female? I have a female coach. You're trying to get something related to religion. We have religion coaches, believe it or not. If you're disabled and you are somebody who has special IEP type circumstances, we have that. There we cross the realm, and that's the beauty. So the more people that come on board, I don't know what their backgrounds are, but I can promise you the uniqueness of every person will be able to touch on some type of platform to be a coach. And that's what my goal is. So to answer your question, as many as that wants to sign up, because there's going to be turnover. Some people are going to be so successful, they're going to eventually say, you know what, Dr. Bryant, this is great. I appreciate it. You gave me an opportunity. And 2 years later, they're going to go and open their own thing. And that might happen. If they want to go through the process of getting a license, the EINs and all that, and paying for web search optimization and doing all that, hey, go ahead. But if you come on board with me, you don't have to worry about any of that. I'm going to bring you the clients because you're going to get set up with the team that I already have standing by. And that's their job, is to go out, do all the marketing, bring the clients to you, and you basically interview your individuals. Again, I'll be right there with you, and you basically start onboarding your clients. Now, I will be very transparent. A lot of the stuff on the outside of the coaching is not going to be free. It does cost because the marketing has an expense to it. Now, I'm not talking tens of thousands. Absolutely not. This is, again, way below what people may expect. But when they come on board, all of this is within reach. And I promise you, you will be having your money back and some within a matter of 3 months easily. And again, it just depends on how many you on board and how much you can handle. What is your bandwidth?
So a veteran could sign up tonight.
Absolutely. My
And
website is exactly what my name is, Dr. Aaron P. Bryant. Put no dot, just go Dr. Aaron P. Bryant. Go to my website and literally reach out to me. There is another direct access that is already streaming, and I wish I knew exactly what it was. There's another one. I believe it's APB hyphen consulting, I believe it is. It's a hyperlink that goes right into the marketing portal, but we haven't put it up on my website yet. It'll be up tomorrow morning. So by tomorrow morning, you go to my website, you're going to go under employment. You're going to see all my tabs. You'll see all my information. You see everything about me. But under employment, there's going to be this special link that we're just putting up right now. And that's going to give you access to get everything you need. And you'll be off and running. I'll be calling you, emailing you directly, and we're getting you set up. You can literally be in your first coaching class. If you choose the weekend session through the academy, I think they do something like twice a month. If you say, nope, I want to work with you, Dr. Bryant, one-on-one, we do that based on your schedule and my schedule. Or you say, you know what, I'm smart. I'm not to say the other people are not smart, depending on what you choose. But if you choose to do something that's a self-guide, self-learning, that's by all means, you can do that. That's actually the cheapest program. And you can do that on your own. And that way you can do it at your own pace. And then when you're done, there's certain processes you do, such as turning in signed documents, etc. You get it back to me. I get you set up, and then your certificate comes in the mail, or we can even do a PDF. But you want the one in the mail because it's really cool. And then from there, you and I start collaborating on your next steps. But yeah, you can be off and running. Literally, your marketing for clients might take a little long because that's how social media is. That might take you about a week to 2 weeks to set up. And then next thing you know it, you got ads going out all over social media, Instagram, Facebook, and you're going to have friends going, hey, I was on my Facebook and I saw you pop up and you're doing this and that. And you don't have to do it if you don't want to be on there. You can have somebody else. I can do it for you. But the beauty of it is people are going to start clicking and linking in because they want this service. It's happening now. It's very popular. People are asking, I mean, Oprah Winfrey, all these people say they wouldn't be who they are without coaches. You got athletes, you have all these different people who need it. And it's just a demand because there's so much reasonably priced compared to a psychologist and a psychiatrist. And I'm not going to tell my coaches what to do as far as their hours, but all of my clients, they have 24 access. We use WhatsApp and they contact me at any point in time when they need guidance, they need advice. If you need something that you need to work on, I'm always here. And that's one of my things. Doesn't mean a coach has to do that. You work through things on your own. And that's the beauty of it. You are independent. You working under the umbrella of APB LLC only so you don't have to go out and build something, but you're independent. Your schedule, your timeline, how many clients did you want? If you're married, working, and you just want a little extra money and you think, you know what, 3 clients, that's all I need, then that's all you do. Totally up to you.
Last question here as we wind this down. What makes a good client?
A good client is somebody who's open-minded.
Yeah.
Now you cross all spectrums. And you know what? The hardest thing is, and I have to be honest, veterans are always my most challenging. But I love it. I think that's one of the reasons why I'm so good at this now, because I get civilians, non-vets, and they go, man, you're amazing. And it's like, well, that's thank my vets because they don't want to put me through so much. Because, as vets, we're bred a certain way. But at the same time, I think there's a little bit of open-mindedness by a vet, because by the time you get to the point where you might need some support, you might need some additional motivation, I think they pretty much are willing to do what it takes. So that's the upside of it. Just to give you a quick story, I had this female veteran. I believe she was a Marine. It's been a minute. We talk now once every 6 months because she's doing amazing. But there was a time when we talked 3 times a week. She had an alcohol problem. She was out of country, and she had a verbally, not physically, but a verbally abusive boyfriend. Now that is even more dangerous. Now here's the thing about being a coach. Again, you have to be careful, especially now that I understand about psychology, is you have to be careful not to cross over that line and try to become some type of therapist. The goal is, hey, when I communicated with her, what are you trying to achieve? What are you trying to accomplish? And that's what we worked on from there. And again, I talked about my mastery of life methodology that I put together. This is going to help coaches understand how to work with people without crossing that line. I don't want somebody to feel that they're going and becoming a therapist, because you don't want to open that can of worms. But if you have an agreement with your client, and that, again, you asked about the best client, somebody who's open-minded, you build a rapport and you could just talk. And you'd be surprised, even though you're feeding the tools for them to be successful, you're also being a friend and a counterpart and somebody that they can trust and talk to. And you'd be amazed at how much that helps them in addition to helping them accomplish their goals. And that becomes so rewarding. And from the financial side, they don't want to let you go. They may make that promotion that you help them get in about 3 months, but then they realize how valuable you are. They say, you know what? I still want to meet with you once a week because there's something else that I'm trying to achieve, or I just need that sense of, knowing you're there. And that's the best type of coaching.
Awesome, awesome. So I have the website in the chat here. Dr. Aaron P. Bryant.com. I
Yep.
can read. And then I also put the link to your YouTube podcast in the Coaching to Change podcast in the YouTube link. You got your own podcast going, which
Yeah.
is a really cool way to connect. It sounds like, you're hoping to get a couple, how many ever veterans? Let's just say it's 5 for right now. And I'm hypothetically,
Okay.
get 5. Marines can count. And they start on this journey. And let's just say by August, you've got 5 certified. And by, October, they're making their numbers that they want to make every week. Do you think you go from 5 to 25 like that when word gets around that, hey man, this actually works, and this guy, Dr. Bryant, is not BSing us, and we can no well the thing is, being a veteran, it's like, wait a minute, there's no way this dude has clients bugging him 24/7 that he needs to get us. There's no way. There's no way until they do it and they get certified, and it's like, oh my God, I can really make something with this and open up to other opportunities. And then it's like, the first thing that veteran's going to do is tell all his buddies.
Yeah, absolutely. You think I would have put myself on the line if I didn't know what I was talking about?
Well,
it's a
right.
small world, buddy. And like you said, I have a podcast and I have all these other things. I don't want them ripping me apart. But you got to remember, and I want everybody who's listening, one thing we didn't even talk about is my background. We only kind of talked a little bit.
You got to go to the show, Oscar Mike Rio's show post for that. Well, go ahead.
Well, I mean, I actually, I said, so let's not even, yes, I'm a Ranger, Airborne Ranger, Special Ops, U.S. Army. Okay. But when I got out, the thing is, although I struggled with how to transition in life, one of the things that I did, and I talk about this in my upcoming book, one of the things I'm going to talk about is, it's interesting that when we struggle, a lot of our struggles relate to people, the interaction. In fact, I think you and I talked about this also in the last show, that it was easier for us to do things independently than it is to do things with other people. Yeah. And that is one of the reasons why I'm so successful with school. So all of my degrees and all my education, people go, how can you do that if you're struggling over here with your marriage? You're struggling over here. Because I control that. I control the schooling. And that's how I was able to sell a company that made over $1 million within 5 years. I was filing taxes that was 7 figures. And I kid you not, these are the things I've achieved because I can control it. And these are the things that validate what I'm saying. I don't do stuff just to do it. I've been a professional consultant for years. I've worked with Cabela's. I've worked with Intel. I consulted Wells Fargo. If anybody out there listening, if you have a Wells Fargo app on your phone, that security the component that protects your security, I was on the team to help design that. So things like that, I can vouch for. Cabela's is expanded. If you shop at Cabela's, they used to be 30 stores and now they got 120. I was the project manager that did the data warehouse expansion. So I have background in consulting with big companies, but this is something that is a passion. This is something that I love because this helps us help each other. And that is why it was unique for me to come on here, because this offer is for my fellow vets and their family members. And again, I know a lot of them are out there probably living off of their 100% disability, maybe even their SSDI, and they're trying to survive. This is an opportunity to make more money if you care about other people. If you're not interested in helping others, don't please don't reach out to me. This
Right.
is about caring and having a passion to help others. The beauty of this is that you are able to manage your own hours, you're able to manage your own time, being able to help somebody. And again, they're going to have to pay for it because people only value what they pay for. And that is important. And I used to do this for free. All of my years of coaching was for free. And finally, I said, you know what? I got to formalize this. I have to make this formal and put this in a box so that way I can be able to manage it. And this is where I'm at. So you're absolutely right, Travis. There is a demand. People are reaching out to me, and I can't do it all. I can't do my writing. I can't do my psychology classes, and I can't manage my company. I'm a COO of a health tech firm right now called Post Point Path. Look it up, postpointpath.com, and you'll see my picture there. I can't do all of this. I have clients who need me, and yet I need coaches.
So in what sense you're delegating because, well, it's a leadership 101. You have
Yeah,
to delegate.
absolutely.
You have to
I teach that
delegate.
class at the university.
You have to delegate in order to grow. You really do.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely. At some point, it would be wonderful to get to the point where some of the people who sign up now, who get the experience and get the hours, we can get to the point where we can break it up. And you kind of like have squads. And then I can put, you have a mental health team. I have a family and therapy team. I have a fitness and whatever team. And we can kind of segment. I have my most senior coach manage that for me, and he or she can do their own little powwow within their teams because they'll learn from me how to meet with them, make sure they're doing the right things, they have their up-to-date paperwork, et cetera, et cetera. And again, the goal is that we have a one-stop shop where people can come to us, and you got veterans and veteran family members who have the background and the passion to help each other. And that is the vision that I see. And it starts with people just, hey, I want to be a part of this. And that's why I'm on the show. They let them know this is where it begins. And I'm not saying there's not somebody out there who's already doing it, maybe, but the pricing is right. The opportunity is there. You can quickly start jumping right into it as soon as you want.
Well, that just kind of covers the whole thing. Again, I had the link to our first conversation in the chat here. You can go back and check out number 382 with Dr. Bryant. You've come from, leading at the NCO level, the senior NCO level, certainly in civilian life. And so you come with a good pedigree. I think, and there's a lot of my fellow veterans who are sitting there kind of scratching their head like, what do I do? I need to do something because they are 60, 70% disabled or 100% disabled. They can't really, get up and go to work, because their bodies won't let them, or they just have other challenges. But they
Absolutely.
but they care deeply about people. They want to serve. They
Yeah,
feel happiest when they're serving others, and it's a real hole in their life because for whatever reason they can't. So, um, everything you need is in the chat here. You can reach out to Dr. Bryant. I'm going to have this up on the website tomorrow before our next show drops, and you can reach out and contact Dr. Bryant and get on board. So by July, you can be making money.
that's true.
You
It's
should,
absolutely true.
you could maybe even quit your full-time gig.
Hey, if you're getting the calls, like I said, with the company I partner with, if you're getting the calls and you're taking them in and you're signing these people up and they're coming in, absolutely, it's a very real possibility. The people who have brought a lot of this to me, I just literally, and I kid you not, her name is Mary Hill. She just sent me a DOD document, an RFP. She says, Dr. Bryant, can you look this over? She's a mental health coach like myself, and she's literally sending a bid proposal to DOD. I don't want to give it out who it is, where it's going, but that's what's out there. She's going to have a federal contract. And I reviewed it because I have background in that area and I know what these things look like. I know what they're asking for. And that's why she sent it to me. And she's about to have a federal contract as a mental health coach. Do you know how much money that's going to be bringing to her? That's separate from her working with clients one-on-one that she's billing hourly. I'm just
Sky's
saying.
the limit. Sky's the limit. Well, Dr. Bryant, thanks for coming back on again, and no problem fitting you in. Glad you're
Appreciate
doing
it, buddy.
well,
Appreciate it.
and all the success. Hey, look, guys, ladies, you're looking for a new direction in life. This could be it. You gotta love people. You gotta want to help people and have that capacity to serve. Doctor, all the best, and I'll send you the website link when I get this up.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. Thanks to you.
All right. Hey, as we say in Oscar Mike Radio, we are mission in flight. Thanks again, Doctor, and reach out if you're interested or want to learn more. Dismissed.